Hey, this is Carlson. I'm doing a presentation over Clyde Cessna. In his early life, Clyde Cessna was born on December 5th, 1879 in Hawthorne, Iowa to James William and Mary Van Doris Gates Cessna. He grew up in Rago, Kansas on a farm, which allowed him to better his mechanical skills with all the machinery he got to repair and improve upon, which allowed him to later go into this automobile dealership, which he later moved to Enid, Oklahoma in 1908. And by 1910, he became the manager of the Overland Automobile Dealership. In 1910, Cessna witnessed something that would change his life forever. He saw a traveling air show in Oklahoma, and this influenced him to make a big life decision. He moved to New York to work for a company called Queen Aeroplane Company, and in 1911 he began to build his first airplane. His first plane he designed was a simple monoplane design made out of spruce and linen. The engine used in the design was a two-stroke, four-piston engine that had 40 horsepower and a max RPM of 1,050. It took Cessna 14 attempts to finally find at least some success in his design. On the successful attempt, he ended up crashing it into the trees. After the crash, he exclaimed that he was going to fly the thing, then he was going to set it on fire and never have another thing to do with aeroplanes. This did not happen because later that year he finally did fly his creation, and this only fueled him to pursue aviation even more. After his success with the Silverwing, he quit his work with the automobile industry and solely worked on monoplanes. In 1917, he bought a vacant building to show off all the planes he had made with working on his own, and he had a lot of things to show off in there. He also started a flight school with 5 students, but that didn't last very long because with the U.S. entering World War I, he had to go back to working on a farm because it was not a profitable business for aviation at that point. After the war, an interest in aviation rose up again. Cessna joined the Travel Air Manufacturing Company in Wichita, Kansas. With Cessna as president, he brought much success to the company and made it one of the leading competitors in the market. After a couple years, however, he had to leave the company because of multiple domestic disputes within the business and the company. So after that, he went on to work with Victor Roos and they formed Cessna Roos Aircraft. Roos left after 1 month, so the company became known as Cessna Aircraft Corporation after that, which we know it as today. The company designed many new planes that did very well throughout the years, but despite all the success they saw, the Great Depression led to a horrible decline in airplane sales, and eventually they had to file for bankruptcy. In 1936, Cessna retired from aviation and went back to farming for the rest of his life. But with the help from his nephew, Dwayne Wallace, Cessna's company went on to become one of the most productive airplane manufacturers in history. With this picture, I pulled from the book World of Cessna, which is the library book I used for this project. It just shows many of the planes that after all the development they had, that it just went through all the years of how much progress they've made and how much of a difference they've made in aviation, starting from about the 1940s all the way up to the 1980s. There's even more to add on to this with how it's been. And then here are the sources I use. There's World of Cessna and then other websites I use to pull. And then that's the end of the presentation.